Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you all for having me this morning. I would especially like to thank Father Grant for having me. And, my name is Joe Prickett. I'm 14 years old, and I live here in Hastings. For the past year and a half, I've embarked on a new adventure, just giving me a new aspect on the world. Many of the talks that I've given over the past year and a half have included a renowned story about my grandma and grandpa. This tale has made quite a few people laugh over the past few months, and I'd like to share this with you. In May of 2008, my grandparents made a routine trip through Hastings to come visit us. They suggested that I go back with them to their home in Las Cruces, New Mexico, for about a month. Everyone agreed, and it was settled. If anyone has ever gone on a 2-day drive with their grandparents, they understand that I say it was one of the most unique experiences. Grandma is one of those special people who loves to stop at every interesting thing or remotely interesting landmark on the side of the road. This includes the world's largest man-made well, the world's largest ball of twine, and yes, the center of the geographic center of the contiguous United States. Once we reached our destination, I had one day to unpack and become accustomed to my surroundings. The next morning, I had to be up and running at 6:30. On vacation, my uncle hosted a major fundraising event at a local park, and I was helping out. It was a huge success, pulling in thousands of dollars. I was hooked on free wheelchair mission, and I immediately talked to my dad about having my own campaign for free wheelchair mission. 2 weeks after I left Las Cruces, I had a kickoff event for my campaign. More than 25 years ago, Don Schoendorfer and his wife were on vacation in Morocco when they saw a poor, lame woman dragging herself across a dirt road. This moment was forever burned in their memories, and Don later left a very successful career in the research and development field to start the blueprints for a cheap, durable wheelchair for those in need. Don was more than capable to create this wheelchair, obtaining his bachelor's from Columbia University and his PhD from MIT in the biomedical field. In 2001, Don took a few prototype chairs on a mission trip to India, setting the pace for the Trek for Mobility. Since then, Free Wheelchair Mission has sent over 350,000 wheelchairs to 72 countries around the world. Free Wheelchair Mission is a non-profit organization that manufactures and ships unique wheelchairs to the physically impoverished and third world countries and developing nations. Chair parts are constructed in China and are then sent unassembled on a ship to a distribution partner in another country. The distributor then assembles the wheelchairs and takes them out to the people. Becoming a distributor is a very difficult process because Free Wheelchair Mission will not work with governments and wants to ensure that the wheelchairs go into where they need to go. Free Wheelchair Mission is unlike other nonprofits because 78% of all funds raised go straight to wheelchairs, while only about 22% goes to administrative costs. The wheelchair of Free Wheelchair Mission is unlike most anything you'll ever see. The design consists of a plastic lawn chair, mountain bike tires, casters, which are the smaller wheels, a steel frame, a footplate, and is held together by just 8 nuts and bolts, including the axle. However, even more mind-blowing than the blueprint of this wheelchair is the cost figure. It costs approximately $51.29 to manufacture and ship this wheelchair. A cost easily matched these days by going to the grocery store or going out to a nice restaurant with your family. Now I would like to show you a short video from Free Wheelchair Mission. In the year that I've worked with Free Wheelchair Mission, I've put in a lot of work and, in turn, accomplished a lot. Right when I started, I realized that raising over $250,000 is not going to be an easy accomplishment without help. This is why I created a fundraising team called Nebraska Youth For Locomotion, aimed at youth but not limited to youth. I chose this name because I knew that other youth could be sharing this experience with me and could be feeling the same feeling of accomplishment as myself. And also, I found the word locomotion, which in my opinion is a pretty cool word. After during my ministry at church camp, a few weeks after the kickoff of my campaign, I was offered my first speaking engagement at a church in Omaha. Since then, I've had 16 more speaking engagements at churches, clubs, schools, and service organizations across the state. Some places aren't too hard to get to, like today, just a drive across town. Others have been not so easy, like an engagement in Scotts Bluff last year, which was a combined 684 miles there and back. So far, I've spoken in 9 cities across the state, and most of the groups I spoke with have become my fundraising team members. Over the last 16 months, my efforts have resulted in raising $25,550.02, which is equivalent to 528 wheelchairs. My total goal is to raise $282,095, which is 5,500 wheelchairs or 10 shipping containers of wheelchairs. My involvement with Free Wheelchair Mission has drastically changed my outlook on the world. On the news, in the newspaper, or on the internet, you'll read and hear about people in poverty, the hungry, and genocide. However, it's extremely hard to wrap your head around and understand that such horrors could be happening to people just like you and I. To see these people struggling to care for their family, to find decent nourishment, and simply struggling to survive, it really gets me thinking. We're all living in sufficient homes, eating good food, earning enough money to care for ourselves and our families. Countless people around the world don't have what we have. That being said, it gives me a feeling of responsibility to take action. They're like us, and yet while we have not only life's necessities, but also a few added incentives, they are left languishing in the worst of living situations. Free Wheelchair Mission and its ambassadors, like myself, are fighting to save them. We serve to give them mobility. We serve to give them happiness. We serve to give them hope, dignity, and independence. We serve to change lives. It is in service to them, their communities, and to God. Now, where do I go from here? My plan is simple. To keep going as fast as possible. I'll keep speaking at churches and clubs and schools, and keep sharing my story, and continuing to make an impact on the lives of others. I'll work on my goal, toward my goal, with no intention of stopping until I get there. Currently, I have 528 wheelchairs. 550 wheelchairs is one shipping container. I am 22 wheelchairs away from instantly changing the lives of 550 people in the Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. If 22 of you donate a wheelchair, we can go to work changing lives. Are you up to the challenge? Are you ready to serve? Thank you again for having me today, especially Father Graham for inviting me here. I have a lot of literature and such outside, and I will be here until about noon, and then I will still leave some stuff here for you to pick up and look at. Thank you.